Hi everybody, welcome back to Nurse D 101. Tonight we're going to talk about ghosts in the hospitals. Really and truly demons in the hospitals. Okay? I worked in a hospital that had over 900 beds. 900 beds. And I was a floater in the hospital, so I went on just about every floor there was in this hospital to help them out when it was short a nurse. I noticed after going on the ninth floor for a while, because we had the north, south, east, and west, I would go to the west side and I would work. But looking down on the east side, I noticed it was always dark down there. It stayed dark down there. And I was doing third shift, okay? And the lights was always off down there. And one night I happened to say to him, I would hear sounds, but you know how you play it off because you're busy with your patients. So I said to him, that ward down there is always empty down there. They say, oh, we don't staff, we don't send anybody down there because there's a spirit down there. I said, you got to be kidding. They said, no, there's actually a spirit down there, and you could hear her crying and moaning. I thought, oh my God, because that hall down there was never lit up. It was always dark, and nobody worked on that end. And I'm talking about a big hospital, okay? And they said, oh yeah, she hollers and she screams, and so they closed that ward down. So after doing my work and everything, it gets like late, early in the mornings over there, about 1:30, whatever like that. Me and this other nurse, stretch yourself and everything to kind of wake yourself up. We start walking, and we said, let's walk over this way. And we walked over there, and sure enough, there was this spirit. It was a woman, and she was, she would holler like that. You talking about somebody making a beeline going back to the other end? And they said, we tried to tell you she's down there. So what I'm going to give you a little knowledge here. It's not a ghost. It's actually a demon. What happened was this woman died down that way. Because you go in the hospitals, you get people that actually dies in the hospital. So when this woman, she died, her spirit left. And she's looking for that body. That spirit is actually looking for that body, because spirits don't die. When you die or I die, our body is dead. But the spirit lives on and on and on. It will live forever. Whether you're living in heaven or whether you're living in hell, it does not die. And this spirit here missed the body that it was in. So that's what she was hollering for and moaning for. She wanted the body. So you might say to me, well, Miss D, couldn't they just go down there and maybe cast that spirit out of that hall down there? No. One reason why they can't do that is because that hall is not a private residence. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like your home that you can go in there and you can pray to Jesus. And if you're saved, he said these signs shall follow them. They shall cast out demons. They can't do that because this is not their private residence. Okay? Then another thing, you can't go down there because, and send an exorcist, because that's not going to work either. Like I said, it's not their private residence. Do you know what a demon is? A demon is a person. That's what I just said. A demon is a person that has no body. It walks, it talks, it eats, it does everything that you would do. It just don't have a body. So it is a person. That's why this spirit was moaning and groaning, because it needs a body. You hear people say, oh, that person is demon possessed. Yeah, the spirit took over that person. That's why the person kills, because maybe they have a spirit of killing. So that's what this spirit likes to do. He kills. This spirit likes to molest. This spirit, a glutton spirit. It has to have a body to operate. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? If it doesn't have a body, it's miserable. It would even go into animals. And so this spirit here is looking for a body. If they had kept that ward open, and they actually put a patient in the same room where that woman had died, then that patient in that room would have came possessed, demon possessed. You understand? Because the patient, the spirit is right there. It didn't wander up and down the hallway. It didn't go from the east side, east end of it, to the west side. It stayed right there where the woman had actually died. So it's looking for a body. Couldn't find her, so give me a body. But whoever was over the hospital, they decided, let's close it down, because they knew what was going on. Let's close this end of the hall down. Okay? Now, in Mark, I believe, Mark the 5th chapter, it tells about how Jesus had got on a ship, and he ended up on the other side of, like, I think it's the Gadarenes. And there was a man that was possessed with an evil spirit, a demon. Okay? Jesus asked the man, what's your name? He said, my name is Legions. Now, legion is thousands. This man, he lived in the tombs. Now, you know what a tomb is. That's where dead people live. He lived in the tombs. They chained him with ropes and chains and tried to contain this man. And they said he would pluck them off like it was nothing. He could break off. No man could tame him. That's how strong he was, because he had legions. He had many, many devils in him. And when they saw Jesus coming, they said, what do we have to do with you, O Son of Man? And Jesus said, come out of him. And when he came out, before they came out, they said, don't send us out of the country. Don't send us out of the country. Let us go into the pigs. And Jesus gave them permission to go into the pigs, because they have to have a body. Now it was over 2,000 pigs, and the pigs ran off and drowned themselves. Now, they still don't have a body. You understand? These demons thought within themselves, these 1,000 demons, they thought, well, if we go into pigs, we can live. We can wander around or whatever like that. But the pigs drowned themselves in the water. So now this left the demons without a body. So, of course, they're going to have to seek other ways to inhabit a body. Okay? So this is a true story. There are actually demons in hospitals, whether you want to believe it or not, because I'm not saying everybody that goes into a hospital and everybody that dies are demon possessed, but there are people that are demon possessed. And this woman was demon possessed. Whatever kind of demon she had, we don't know, but we do know. She would moan and groan and holler down there, and we wouldn't go, nurses. I mean, we would, and they closed that end down. They really did. Someone said to me, well, my mother talked to me the other day. I had a dream, and she came and talked to me, or my father talked to me, and she died years ago, but she's my guardian angel. She looks, no. That's a demon talking to you. The Word of God says that the dead do not know what's happening other than the sun. They don't come back. They don't know what's going on under the sun. But a demon can take on the appearance of somebody. So when that demon comes into a form, because they can take on forms, and you think you're talking to your mother, you think you're talking to your sister and your aunt and all these people that has been dead long ago, you are talking to a demon, and what they're trying to do is inhabit you. They want to possess you. So when you have those dreams like that, you need to get up, and if you don't know how to pray, you need to start praying. There was a woman when Saul, I'm going to give you this here, and then we're going to end this here video. There was a woman, and she was a witch of Endor. I believe she's like in maybe the 2nd chapter, something like that. I mean, the 2nd Samuel, 1st or 2nd Samuel. She was a witch. And King Saul was supposed to kill all the witches. All the witches. Okay, that was his job. That's what he was supposed to do. Anyway, this woman of Endor, she hid out. Saul sinned against God. God left him. Now he can't get in touch with God. So he disguised himself, and he seeks out this witch. And when he found the witch, now she's not knowing this is the king, and that the king had wanted to kill all of them. That's why he disguised himself. He found the woman. He said, I want you to do something for me. I want you to pull up Samuel. Samuel was God's prophet, a priest, okay? He said, I want you to pull up Samuel, because I need him to tell me what's going on, because God wasn't talking to Saul anymore. So the only thing he can do is to talk to Samuel, pull him up, because Samuel was always telling him what God says. Samuel is dead now. The witch calls up Samuel, okay? Now, Saul says, the witch hollered, oh my God. Saul says, who is it? It says, old man. Okay? He says, all of a sudden, Saul says, that must be Samuel. Okay, now Samuel's telling, you're going to die tomorrow. You and your sons are going to be here with me. I'm just making it short, okay? Now, it has been told, and I've heard preachers say this, that the witch of Endor called up Samuel. Now, Samuel was a holy prophet of God. I'm just put a question to you. Do you really think God would let a witch call up a holy prophet to tell a wicked man that he's going to die the next day, him and his sons? I'll put that question to you again. Do you actually think that God would have a wicked witch that was supposed to have been dead, but she hid out, call up his holy prophet to tell a wicked man that he's going to die tomorrow? No. What it was, the woman called up a demon. And the demon took on the form of Samuel. Well, you say, well, Saul did die the next day. Yes, he died the next day. You think demons don't know what's going on? They know exactly what's going on in your life. They know what's going on. They set the scene. So this is what I'm telling you. There are demons. They'll say ghosts, but they're demons. They are persons without a body. And if you're in a hospital and you hear things like that, don't search it out. Don't go nowhere near it. Distance yourself as far as you can. Run. But like I said, I heard it, and these other nurses heard it, and that end of the ward was closed. And that was back in 2014 when that was going on. And I'm sure today that it's closed. Oh, and I'm put one other thing before you say this to you. I don't know. The next time, I'm talking to nurses and everything, and then whoever's want to listen to this here. In the hospitals, the hospitals that I worked in, they never had rooms that had 13. They might have room 112, 114, 212, on. Room 912, then 914. One reason a lot of people are superstitious about the number 13, they ain't going in it. And they don't even have them in hospitals. Now, they might have it in your hospitals that you're working in. But take notice and see. Just take notice and see if that is true. You know? Because people just they ain't going to go in them rooms. And I noticed it. No room, no 213, no 313. They bypass it. So it's 12 and then 14, and they go on. Anyway, that's what I'm going to say tonight. Y'all have a good night. And this is Miss D signing off. And I'm going to see you again soon. Bye.